Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time it is, wherever you are back with me, Kanyisa on Unchurched with Kanye, and it's been an interesting couple of weeks. I think the last time I posted a video was about 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks ago, and so a lot's been happening. We've moved apartments again. We're still in Sydney. It's warm and beautiful here. I am in a nice little studio apartment right now, and I'll probably do a tour. I probably won't. I don't know. But for this video, I do this thing where I have all these things that I want to share about that I want to share with you guys, and then I just don't. And then when it's time to do a video, I have all these things that I want to talk about in my head, and so I'm really learning to be consistent. I sat down the other day. I'm somebody who likes to journal because when I'm writing down things and I'm journaling, it's sort of meditative for me because I get to know where I am emotionally, and I get to know and feel the things that I may be sometimes a little bit to feel. But then when I write them down, I become very, very honest. And I was honest to myself about the fact that sometimes I am afraid of being, not even afraid of being, I'm just not disciplined. And I think a lot of us are not. And I start things and then I don't finish them, and then I start them again and I don't finish them again. And that is based on a whole host of things like being afraid to fail. Some of us have great ideas, some of us have amazing ideas, some of us are ambitious and driven, and we want to get out there and do the things that we want to do, but we are so afraid of failing because with failure comes judgment, and we are afraid of, when we fail, what will people say about us? So I'm one of those people who have that fear. I'm going to be honest and come out right now as number one. I have that fear of, well, if I start something and it fails, I'm going to feel bad about myself. I'm going to feel ashamed, and it's going to hurt me, and I'm going to feel rejected. So instead of finishing and going through with something, I stop. And so that's something that I've been honest about with myself, and that's not love. That's not love for yourself. That's not being kind and trusting of who you are. And so this is something that I'm working on. And if you want to be honest with yourself and work on it for yourself as well, I encourage you to. The other fear that I think we have as people who are, full of ideas and full of ambition is that we also get afraid of succeeding. It is such a it's such a mind fuck, the whole idea of, if I succeed at this, what's gonna be next? Because we keep wanting to be better. We live in this society that goes, be better than this, be better than that, be better than that person, be better than the thing that you did before, be always constantly better. Now, I'm not saying there's, am I speaking too fast? Hi. So I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with wanting to improve upon yourself. I'm just saying that when that becomes a deliberate, yo, me and these words that I can't pronounce, guys, this debilitating, there it is, debilitating or almost paralyzing fear of actually succeeding at something. It's an issue when you end up not doing anything because you're afraid that you are going to succeed. It's a psychological effect that people stop because they are afraid that they might succeed at what they've set themselves out to do. And some of us sort of like staying in that planning phase. Because that planning phase has there's nothing you can lose there. There's no winning or losing when you're always planning to do something. You're just planning to do it. You don't go through with the plan. You don't take the steps that are necessary for you to actually succeed at something. So you just stay there and you stay stagnant. So these are things that I've learned about myself, and just learning how to push myself and learning how to trust myself and learning to say that this is what I want to do. If it fails, I tried it and I'm proud of myself for having tried it. And if it succeeds, then even better. And in all of these processes, whether they're failing or they're succeeding, you are learning. We are human beings. If we are not learning, we are not growing. If we are not growing, we are stagnant. And what's the point of being on this wonderful planet of ours? And so yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you today, is to sort of find the things that you want to do, sit with yourself, why are you not doing them, and work on things like this. These are the things, I'm going to list them down for you guys. These are the things that I'm struggling with, and these are the things that I'm working with. It's discipline, and that is every day I sit down and I write a chapter of the book that I'm writing. Every day I call a friend that I want to have on my podcast. If I'm not busy, I sit down and I do a video, or I journal, or I meditate in the morning. I love meditating. I talk about it all the time, but sometimes I'm not consistent with it, and sometimes I'm not disciplined with it. So it's all those things that I have to call on myself. I have to keep myself accountable so that I can be this person that I want to be, and this person that I know I can be. So number one for me, one of my struggles is discipline. And then the other thing that I really, really struggle with is consistency. And so I start something, I do it, I run with it, I enjoy it, I love it, and I stop. And then I do it again and I stop. And I do it again and I stop. And you get what I'm trying to say here. And so I do have an issue with being consistent. And that is really more of like training yourself to say, I said I would do this, and then going ahead and doing it. Because if you keep saying that you are going to do something and you don't do it, A, you don't trust yourself. B, the people around you are not going to trust you because you're a flaker. Not only do you flake on yourself, but you also flake on your friends and your loved ones. So consistency is good for everybody. And the third thing that I'm really trying to work on is this fear that I have. Fear of failing, fear of succeeding, and it is to really releasing that fear and to know that whatever the outcome is, the universe has my back, and that whatever it is that I'm doing, whether I fail or succeed, that I've given it my best and I've given it my all, and to try the best that I can to push through that fear. I remember when I was in high school, we used to say that fear is false images appearing real, or something like that. And that's really, really true, because fear is very psychological, except for things like fear of fire. You should be afraid of fire because you're gonna get burnt, or fear of getting hit by a car. That's a real thing. But fear of things such as failure and success and love and heartbreak, all those are very psychological, and all those are ego induced, because our ego wants to protect us and keep us safe. So it doesn't let us do anything that would make it so that we are not. And so yeah, those are some of the things that I'm working on, and I will end it with that this afternoon. And have a fantastic day, have a fantastic Sunday, and I'll talk to you next week. Mwah. Bye. Oh, one more thing. So I'm starting a podcast called Traveling Females. Those of you that know, I love to travel. I've been traveling for a really long time now. And I wanted to start a podcast and a website that goes beyond the Facebook pictures and the Instagram pictures, because hanging out with other women who travel, the stories are so impactful, the stories are so powerful. Some are joyous, some are not. And so I wanted to create a space where we can all hear those stories and either be inspired or or be encouraged to travel ourselves, or to just have an understanding of what it is that all women straight women, gay women, black women, white women, trans women, just women, anyone who identifies as such, as female, to just hear their stories about what it is that goes on in their lives when they are traveling. So check out that podcast. It's called Traveling Females, and I interview a few of them. And on the website, well, I'll be interviewing a lot of them. And then on the website, I have some blogs from other women who travel. So go check that out, and I will see you soon. So this is a real goodbye. Goodbye. Mwah. Bye, guys.